PKN 297. You were talking about vegetables or something?
We were talking about how, like, when you've grown up in the U.S. and your calorie understanding is like a Snickers. Okay, it's about that large, and it's what 350 calories or something. And Kyle was saying he's like, a pound of asparagus is like 60 calories, and it's like, yeah, you could fill yourself up on like 600 calories a day of vegetables. Like, you'd be shitting constantly because you'd have so much fiber in your diet.
You would have to eat like 8 or 9 pounds of asparagus.
I flirted.
Oh, your piss would be so bad.
I flirted with keto for a while. It would be, and it gave me this really warped fucking idea of like sugar. Like, you know, like I had tomatoes on as a snack the other day. No one ever eats tomatoes like apples on my stream. I guess they all thought I was insane. But
I used to do that when I was little in my grandparents' garden.
Okay.
High quality.
Yeah. So I had tomato, and when I had them on the keto thing, everyone was like, "Oh my god!" Like, there's sugar in that. What are you gonna get out of ketosis? Tomatoes? What? No motherfucker ever got fat on tomatoes. No one has ever ate so many tomatoes that they bulked up and got heavy. It's not a thing.
Well, of course not, but it's about the ketosis.
Well, fuck that. It's about the calories. Calories in, calories out. We've said that how many times? Now
that's true.
I think we're wrong about that.
No, it's definitely calories in, calories out.
That's some research. Something about insulin. I don't know.
Oh, well, I mean, insulin has, like, it's not just 100% calories in, calories out, but if you abide by that, there is no one out there who has like a slight insulin issue who's got a maybe 130 calorie swing of what they're like getting more than someone else or whatever. It's like, no, you're not going to get fat off that.
I was reading something the other day, and there was this whole blog about this lady who had like transformed her diet, and I've been reading for like 3 paragraphs, and I got to the end of all of her transformation, like 12,000 steps a day and a gallon of water a day, and cut all of this out and substitute it with this, and she's like, and I'm a huge success over the last 3 years. 35 pounds down, and I was like, the fuck am I reading?
35 pounds in 3 years. That's not even a pound a month.
I did some quick math. It's 100 calories a day.
Wow.
It's 100 calories a day.
That's a very small deficit.
You can burn 100 calories in 12 minutes of cardio. Or just don't eat 100 calories worth of food. I was just like, why is there an article about this person? Why is there an article? Because she's a woman. That's why.
Maybe she's like a motivational for like other people, where other fat women are showing up and they're like, well, I lost 14 pounds this year, so I'm actually on a better trajectory than, Tits McGillicuddy over here, because she only lost 11 a year.
Can you lower your game a tiny bit? It's blown out just a touch.
Yeah, if they're gonna write a fucking article about you, I expect you to have lost 100 pounds in a year, or 200 pounds in a year and a half, or something crazy.
Crazy would be good. There's something to it to me. If someone loses like 60 pounds in 2 months, congratulations. But I'm not convinced yet. I'm convinced you know how to lose weight. I'm not convinced you know how to stay thin. It is too fast.
I'm not convinced that you didn't just lose a huge amount of water weight if you lose 60 pounds in 2 months.
Right? I picked a giant
number. It is a lot.
But I don't know. Stay thin and maintain that lifestyle. I'm incredibly impressed, especially if they're older, right? And look, a lot of us were hot at 22 years old. That's a time in our life when there are lots of hot people. Do that at whatever, Stallone's age or even less, like these actors, Jason Statham, Hugh Jackman was jacked in his foot. That's incredibly impressive to me. Any woman over 25,
busted. Yeah, just ruined. So no, it's funny you're talking about tomatoes. I
still think it's blown out.
I'm still blown out.
Oh yeah, I think you're still blown out too.
That's crazy. Is it? I'm lowering it quite a bit.
Is your Windows at 100 or something? That's the one that changes on me that I have to check all of.
My Windows at 100. Okay.
Mine's at 85. I don't know what's right for you. Just saying.
Yeah, I'll lower that a bit. Just to be sure.
It's so sensitive, by the way. If I'm at 82, the whole world hates me. If I'm at 87, the whole world hates me. 85. That's the number. Don't change it.
I was at 83 actually, and I just lowered to 77.
That's a big change. We'll see. We'll listen a little longer. It seemed good right there.
I try. The only thing I ever touch when I'm not playing is I turn my volume here up and down, because sometimes I'll just leave the headset hanging on the microphone and just use that as audio rather than rather than putting them on if I'm just watching a YouTube video sitting here or something.
Yeah, I did
I've
the same thing.
been playing Total War last couple of days. I was just chatting
Because of
with some
Filthy's
friends.
stream? Have you been
No,
seeing
I
him do it? Oh.
I didn't know he was playing. We were talking about RTS games. Me and ZT and Class, and we were talking about they were asking what my favorite ones were, and I was like, Company of Heroes, Age of Mythology, those are really really fun.
Mhm.
I was, and they were like, but what about what's the fucking game?
Total
I'm
War.
talking about, right? Total War, and I was like, yeah. And I was like, and ZT had never even seen it before, so I linked him a video and we watched it together. And I was like, I kind of want to play real bad now. You want to just go ahead and buy $100 worth of this DLC and download it overnight? We'll play some. So that's what we did. He bought $100 worth of DLC and a video game, and we've been playing that.
Are you picking it back up pretty quick, or kind of having to start from a much lower level? Because you got to the point you were winning most of your online matches, or at least half, right?
Yeah, I win most of my online matches. I feel like I've got all the controls back within like 4 or 5 games. It took a game or two to remember the controls and the hotkeys and such, but yeah, I got it back pretty well. I mean, I'm playing against ZT, who's brand new to the game, but
that must be fun. Are you just mixing around which factions you're playing again?
Yeah, I just play a different faction every time, and he plays the same one every time, trying to figure out how to beat me. So that's fun.
Yeah. Well, he's not going to figure out how to beat you if you're playing a different one every single time.
No. Well, he's just got to figure out how to move his troops around and what fights to take and what fights not to take. Because whether it's a goblin spearman or a troll spearman, you don't want to run straight into him with a horse. Either way, it doesn't really matter who it is.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that game's really fun. I've been playing that a little bit, and I'm about to pick up on Kingdom of Heaven, the new season of that. So I know you guys don't watch that, but it's really fucking good.
Is that the Norse one?
There are 3 Viking shows that we've discussed. Kingdom of Heaven is the serious one about Uhtred of
that's the good one. Yeah,
that's
the one I liked.
Yeah. The good one's the funny one to me, but to each his own.
Yeah, well, that's Norsemen. Norsemen is the Viking comedy.
That's my favorite.
That's very tongue-in-cheek. like they never laugh at themselves and get goofy with it, but it's always tongue-in-cheek. Like they're sacrificing people to the gods, and he's looking up with his head on the block like, are we sure that 3 sacrifices is what it takes? Because two might do it. And she's like, she's got blood on her face. She's like, yeah, I think 3. Okay. I don't want to argue or rock the boat or anything. Go ahead.
Some of the Vikings are obviously the warrior class, right? They're big, they're strong, they're 6'5". They're the people that do all the fighting. And then there are some others that are like farmers or leadership.
Slaves.
Slaves, yeah.
Lots of slaves.
The one guy who was like a demoted captain or demoted guy in charge. Like, I think I'm going to be a warrior. My body responds really well to exercise. I could be that. Just a thing a Viking wouldn't say. It's so funny to me.
He's the gay brother of the village chieftain who's just not good at anything. He's great. They find his porn, which is crudely drawn, like stick figures with dicks in their butt and stuff like that. That one's really funny, but Kingdom of Heaven is it's good pretty serious. Yeah. It's well made. I used to call it Game of Thrones light. It's pretty fucking good. I think this is season 4 that's came out today. It's on Netflix, so boom, you get everything.
That's a show I'm gonna have to rewatch probably in its entirety, because I think I've only seen seasons 1 and 2, and I do not remember. I remember Uhtred and a couple other characters, but I remember enjoying it a lot. So
yeah, it's good. It's a really good show. It's well made. It's there's some big battles that are actually pretty well done, and that Uhtred guy is kind of fun to watch.
We were talking about video games a minute ago. Escape from Tarkov announced their wipe. It's in 2 or 3 weeks from now. So people don't know this game. Almost the point of it is to build your character up. Not only his skills, but his loot, his etc. The meta has changed so many times in the, 70 days that I've been playing. For a while, it was the M4. I have so many freaking M4s because they're incredibly easy to use. They're full auto, so up close, you can just hip fire it and kill a guy. The bullet trajectory is very flat, so you can snipe across the map with it. The good ammo for M4 now is 3,000 rubles a round, right? It is 1,200 rubles a round was an outrageous price. Now it's 3,000. All the things in game that you kind of invest in your character, like you buy GPUs to build Bitcoins and it's a way of having like a money flow that you don't necessarily earn. You invest every 14 days or so, it pays itself back. Cool. GPUs have plummeted in price. Investing in yourself is no longer the meta. The things that are expensive are ammo and armor, the things that it takes to just chat out. Everyone is like dumping their cases, dumping their guns. I have all these M4s and HK, which use that good ammo I was talking about. I can't even run them really. At 3,000 rubles a round, it costs me more to kill you than I get from you for my win. And that's when I win. I don't win all the time. It's my first wipe. And watching the way that they've changed the game is super interesting to me. And they just keep making like the good weapons not as good as they were before. And now I'm running like the less popular, like the SVDS is very good. Not up close, fucking sucks. If we're in a phone booth, you're going to beat me 9 times out of 10. So you have to navigate the map in such a way or control your engagement so that you try not to be in a phone booth with the bad guy. And it's, I don't know. I'm liking the game, and I'm liking that the game keeps changing. Just when I think I've got my arms around it, I don't.
Good. Keep you engaged. Speaking of gaming, I did a stream for like 4 hours, a little over that the other night, of Doom Eternal, and I played that. Yeah, and that was a good recommendation, Kyle. I'm really enjoying this game. It's so incredibly violent. Mm-hmm. It's over the top. With you feel badass running around because everybody's a little bit scared of you, which is neat. Mm-hmm. The game does the only part I don't like about it is the platforming because I've never got into platformers that much where it's like you got to double boost and hit this and it'll swing you up and then you latch onto the thing and jump and double boost over and that's always kind of bored me. Like if I die because I didn't boost hard enough, right? I get very bored very quickly. And thankfully, it hasn't been that hard yet. I'm only like 4.5 hours in, but I guarantee I'm going to get stuck a few times. There's only been one fight that has really taken me quite a while. And it was only like maybe 2 hours in. It was like one of the first big baddie ones where there's, the spider guy running around with the turret. And then those purple balloon things that are the easiest things on earth to kill. Like, I feel like they're just there to distract me and suck me into the group because I have to jump and then I fire the grenade in and then they go and then you kill them, tear their eye out. So that's all going really well. Then
quick question, Doom question: are there side quests in it, or is it kind of on rails?
It's
mostly on rails so far. It's
mostly on rails. If you want to be if you want to get all the hidden items.
I don't give a fuck about that.
Then you have to go into some areas that are kind of hidden or more difficult to get to, or areas that you wouldn't have to go to if you weren't going to go for that. And if you want to unlock a hidden weapon in the game, you have to complete these side arenas where you find a key, open a hidden door, go in, and it warps you to another universe where you have to fight in this arena against tons and tons of difficult enemies, and once you defeat, and you have to rinse and repeat that 5 or maybe even 7 times on different levels. There's one on 7 different levels, and then once you have 7 keys, you can unlock this thing and get this gun.
Is it a really good gun or just interesting?
It's pretty fucking good. Yeah. It's
better be really fucking good.
If you live stream,
go through all that.
This is my experience. Do the side quests. And here's the deal. If you don't do the side quest, then you're barely prepared for the straight down the middle line. And everyone thinks you fucking suck. And they're just tired of it. And they're almost angry at you for not doing well. If you do the side quests, then your character is fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger or something. And he just rapes everyone he gets in contact with. And that's the guy you want to be. You want to be a rapist, clearly.
Well, you're describing an RPG and you're describing the situations where you try to beeline to the end of Fallout or Skyrim or something. Like it's a race.
Right. So far, there hasn't been it.
Yeah, so I don't know Doom, but if there's side quests, do them. You'll get the gun.
It's pretty on the rails for me so
okay.
far. Like I said, I'm only 4.5 hours in, but like in Skyrim, you'd be walking around, Whiterun or whatever, and some fucking blacksmith's like, "Oh, goddamn, my cat stole all my gold. I'll give you half of it if you bring it back." And you're like, "I'm gonna need gold in the future." But this, it's more like Kyle said, it's some wizard being like, "You don't know what it takes to get to the top," and then 15 minutes after killing all his minions, he's like, "All right, well, you did, but try this on for size." And then you murder that guy, and then you go to the other two wizards, and they're like, "You have no idea where you've entered." And you throw the guy's head, and they're like, "Well, even so, we're still pretty scary." Yeah, sorry, I'll back up.
That's one of my favorite things about the game is like, every time you run into one of those boss characters, he'll be like, "It took me a while to find an adversary that would be able to destroy you, but I've done it." And then you just wipe the floor with that guy, and then now you're backing him into a corner, the guy who's talking shit, who's some sort of demon priest. And he's just like, whoa, let's wait a minute here. Let's talk this out, big guy. I can help you out. I mean, you're on your noble quest and everything. And then you just cut his fucking head off. Like, you don't want any of his shit.
Yeah. I like the story is a little generous, frankly, to what's going on. It's more just him running roughshod.
This one has more story than any other Doom game ever. FYI. Like, this is the most story that a Doom game has ever had.
Is this any quieter, Woody? I backed down a good bit.
Yeah, I was just writing that. Okay. I think we may have nailed it right now. So,
all right,
I didn't want to interrupt the conversation. But
have you gotten to the part of Doom where you have to fight this monster who's like, it looks like the devil is riding on a hoverboard?
I haven't killed Devil Surfer yet. No.
He's on it's like a tank, a hover tank that is his legs, and he's like Satan with the big giant horns, and one arm is just like rocket launchers, and he's riding around on a hover tank base. That's when things get a little hard, especially your first playthrough through, because the guy throws the hover tank demon at you, and you're like, "Wow, that was so hard to beat." And then he's like, "Oh, really? Was it hard? Because here's 2 at once." And they're just like, "Fuck, 2 at once."
Dude,
you were playing on really high difficulty. I'm on the not easy, but whatever that second one is, like fuck me up or something. And it's the scale of difficulty on this game must be bananas, because I'm 2 levels in. The way they rank it is like, "Are you a little bitch boy loser?" Here, and it's like, how games will have like a skull and then a skull with scary designs or a different armor hat. And it's like, this first skull is just like almost a smiling, happy cartoon skull with a hard hat, like, yuck, you want to have fun in the fun playground? And then the next one is like already getting to a genuinely scary looking guy where in the name of it's like, "Eat my ass" or fuck me up some. And then you get down lower, and by the time you get to like what are the
Nightmare.
other difficulties?
I think I beat it on
Ultra Nightmare. It looks like a fucking Aryan tattoo or a biker tattoo mix, and it's like, god damn, like how hard does this get?
It was really fucking hard. There were parts where I get hard. Right? Whatever the hardest one was. There were parts where maybe Ultra Nightmare may be the one where you don't get extra, where like,
if you die you lose the whole thing.
I didn't do that. I went back and did that some, and I saw that I could beat the game that way, but it was just a little tedious, and I was mostly going back just to find trophies and stuff. But yeah, it's a really good game. I highly recommend it. It's
got a Doom story.
It's probably 9 hours to beat it, 10 hours to beat it, and
then I'm probably like a third of the way through then.
And I loved it the second time I played it. So like I'd say it's a good 15-20 hours worth of fun.
Hope's friend was playing Doom, and he was I don't know what level he's playing on, but let's say it's like 3 or 4 from the top, right, not the highest level. And he goes and he runs up against this one boss character, and he's trying and he's trying and he's trying, and he can't beat the damn thing. And he's like, "Hope, I did what I didn't want to do. I turned it down to easy." But it gets worse. Because now that boss character is just a regular character, and I keep running into him again and again and again. And I have to turn it down to easy every time I see him.
I know the character he's talking about.
Yeah.
Is that the surfer?
Yeah. No, it's there's this like badass demon who's just like he's got legs, and he runs at you, and he's got
this game has everything.
He's bipedal. He's bipedal. I'll say
Okay.
that, which is kind of saying something considering some of the other enemies.
Yeah.
And he looks like the devil again. He has horns, and he's got a super shotgun in one hand. I think he's got a sword in the other, but the sword will quickly turn into an energy shield. And he's got like a hellhound that he'll like spawn in like every 30 seconds or something like that. He moves faster than you can, and you cannot shoot him. If you shoot him with anything, he will instantly throw the shield up and then shoot you. Or he'll
Then how
throw
do
like
you
an
win?
energy burst at you. You have to wait until the split second he goes to like rush at you and hit you and his eyes flash green. And you have to hit him right then when he's in the middle of like a super speed burst toward you and like stumble him a little bit.
So he's pretty
That's
tough.
the only way to hurt. You can't. That's the only way to hit him.
He's pretty tough, it sounds like.
I'm
Oh,
gonna have to
he's
go
the
to fucking
toughest-
easy at some point on this.
He's
game.
probably one of the tougher things in the whole game. He's reoccurring. Like he's
Mhm.
you probably have to beat you. I don't know 10 times throughout the game. Like you'll run into that guy, and he'll be mixed in with like dozens of other mixed enemies of various tiers. There'll be a giant thing that moves slowly. There'll be 30 or 40 little weak ass things. There'll be 8 or 9 of those big munchy mouths floating around. And then
I wish
there's
there'd be
this
more of the
fucking
weak
demon.
ass things, because like not timing it right, because you get you get ammo from the special execution, right? And then you
Yeah.
get health from the chainsaw and doing
I
that.
think you get ammo from the chainsaw.
Or
and-
yeah, I reversed that. So
Yeah.
ammo from the chainsaw, health from the special kills, and like a couple of the first big fights, I was trying to do it the way you would a different kind of game where you just go around and have drops, where it's like, all right, I'm gonna go around, I'm gonna snipe and kill all these little guys, and just leave the big boss guy, and then I'll put all my focus on him. And what I found is like after a couple deaths, it's like, all right, I need to focus on the boss guy and then only indulge myself on the snack of one of the little guys if I'm out of health or out of ammo. And so like I'm trying to keep the little guys alive longer instead of like chaining them, if that makes sense. Like
I try to play it in a complete chain. Like every kill is connected to the next one. And one so it's just like shoot, execute, shoot, execute, shoot, execute, chainsaw, and just keep there. You should always be killing something. If you'll run out of ammo, the way they balanced the game this time around, ammo is super, super low all the time.
Yeah, I don't care for that. So many
love it.
times I'll be halfway through every fight and it's like, aha, you haven't shot. Oh, no, out of this? Okay. All right, well, I guess I'm fucked. I guess I have to jump off this platform and die.
No, after a while you'll figure it out and you'll never run out of ammo again. Once you figure out to chain the kills perfectly, you're just always full of ammo.
All right, well, I think I'm going to stream some of that tomorrow.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a great game.
Yeah, I've been streaming last 3 days. Yesterday I streamed. 2 days ago I streamed. It went so bad. The stream went well. Everyone had fun in it, but my gameplay was terrible. The days sandwiching it, gameplay was great. Didn't stream. It's like fuck. Can I not have a good day on stream? I would really think that'd be nice, but
Then fucked yourself.
yeah. Oh, so Blade comes on. I think he's our guest in 2 days on Thursday. I think so.
Is he?
How are we gonna make that a good show? Like, I wonder. Like, I've watched his life story. I'm kind of up to speed on what he's up to. I don't know what to expect at all.
Well, he'll probably be drunk.
I mostly see him at his lowest points. Right? He's drunk, but like sloppy, incoherent, like unable to participate. Kind of.
Did you
drunk.
watch his Chris Hansen interview?
Yes. I saw
That's
Yeah,
the
that.
him we'll get.
you all watch some of
That's
that.
the him we'll get. He'll be personable and sober and fun and funny.
I hope so. That him would make
Yeah.
for a pretty good show, I think, and he'd probably represent himself pretty well if we got that version of him.
Yeah,
I
I
watched,
doubt we're gonna get. I don't think he's gonna show up like blitzed.
Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, you're right.
Probably
Well, you
not.
guys know him better than I do.
I don't. I watched a 30-minute like
Well, I guess,
documentary
yeah,
about him.
none
You
of
can
us
see
really
like a story about Blade now. It's almost Wings like where you watch a 2-hour movie on him, and like it kind of made it seem like he's not in control of himself anymore. Well, I don't know what to expect. You know, he drinks on stream and goes too far, and or maybe
I don't
that's
think it.
bad.
I don't think he's gonna drink. I think he'll show up sober and he'll do a good job.
Huh.
I don't think he needs any special consideration. I just think he'll do a good job. I think he'll be a pretty good guest.
I
Yeah.
hope so. I hope so.
Yeah, we'll make it good. He knows how to be funny.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm all up to speed on everything he's been doing. My favorite thing in a guest is a life arc, right? Like, there aren't a lot of great young guests. I think we figured that out pretty early on. That it's uncommon that the guests who are good are a little older, I don't know, their late 20s at least, where they have some sort of story arc to what they're doing, some sort of experiences where they've gotten out and lived a life. And it doesn't have to be a great life. They don't have to have founded Dollar Shave Club, for example.
It's terrible.
He started terrible. He was terrible at business questions. He actually got pretty good at like, am I an asshole and things like that, I think. But yeah, Blade's lived a life. We'll see if he shares where he is and what he's up to. And I don't know. Some of my favorite things are when people are sincere, and I don't know if we'll get that. We'll see.
Well, I don't think he's, he's got nothing to hide. I mean,
that's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't want to answer that. I don't want to like damage my image online or embarrass myself or anything.
I don't want to damage my image. Yeah. I mean, that's true.
Yeah.
True fact.
We'll see.
I didn't think about that angle.
Yeah, he's been in my
I
head
didn't even
a
know
little
he was
bit
coming on the
lately.
show. That'll be fun. Is he on the full show or just a couple hours? Or that's probably still up in the air.
I don't know. I bet he knows. I don't know. I
Yeah.
bet he. I've been talking to Chiz more lately, but not in the last couple of days. Chiz is going through hard times, family issues.
Mm-hmm.
I don't infringe on that time.
I am once again running out of
What are you smiling
content
at,
to
Kyle?
watch.
I'm not smiling.
No. Okay. I'm like, what is that? Yeah. Hey, what were you saying, Taylor?
I'm saying I'm running out of like content that I want to watch on Hulu, Netflix, Prime, all that shit. And so like serial killer documentaries on YouTube. I've been loving that. Found an entire channel that's got like 50 45-minute documentaries on serial killers. And like, first of all, tight to watch that on stream, because who doesn't like watching serial killer shit? At least to me, it's super interesting. I've always liked that ever since I was little. And you learn something new when you watch the, I don't stream all the ones that I watch, obviously, but like some of the lesser known ones, not the, the Bundys, obviously, people kind of know that, the BTK killer, the Edmund Kemper, I need to watch that Edmund Kemper movie. What's the name of that, Kyle? You recommended that recently. He's the 6'9" guy who's a genius.
Oh,
and
well,
there's a
that's
really good actor who plays him.
Well, see, that's not a movie. That's the Netflix TV show Mindhunters.
Oh, I thought there was an actual movie about him that had an actor, not him.
It's
because I watched the interview with him. Okay,
yeah.
I'll watch that.
You can watch the interview of him side by side with the actor's portrayal of him in the show, because they go. The thing is, they're researching serial killers to try to learn how to stop active serial killers. So they're researching the ones that they've already caught and locked up, like Charles Manson and Ed Kemper.
Mm-hmm.
And so they go back. Ed Kemper is so cooperative and nice, like genuinely nice guy, that they keep going back to him because he's willing to be helpful and assist them in ways.
Mm-hmm.
So like you get to see him a lot, and he is an enormous man. There's a really good YouTube video that shows like the actor going through his transformation, putting the glasses on and doing his hair and the mustache and everything. It's incredible. It's incredible how much he looks like him, and how legit it is. Because I had actually seen the interview before I watched the show. And so I was watching the show and I was like, holy shit. Oh, that's the guy who had his mom's head in the bag. I remember that guy.
Oh, that's the guy who fucked his mom's decapitated neck hole upward into the skull, not even downward into the body. Imagine the disrespect.
That's a hog.
That's kind of a blowjob. Like, I imagine he's in her esophagus. She's coming from the other way.
I can't remember what they called him, the boyfriend killer or something like that. Like he would pick up those girls in California or wherever he was, like those college girls who were like hitchhiking around, and oh yeah, I'll drive you across town, and then he just take them off in the woods and murder them and rape them.
Yeah.
Taylor, has watching all this serial killer documentary made you a better serial killer, right? Like, do you think that you could pull it off, maybe get away with it longer?
Maybe. I mean, who among us hasn't spent hours plotting their own serial killing?
Right.
Who among us? But it seems like a lot of the serial killers that get their little expose on there, it's like And Ed Kemper began killing in January of 1977 or whatever it is. Or, oh, this serial killer from the early 1900s, he learned from Jack the Ripper, they say, and he killed 28 people in 1926. And it's like now it is so much harder to be a serial killer in 2020 than it was in even 1990 or 1980. Like they can track you with your phone. They can figure out where you were. They can like go back and analyze your internet history. If you were looking something up about like, what kind of plastic do I want to use if I want to dissolve a body part? Oh, I need something that doesn't have polypropylene because otherwise it'll get on my floor and ruin it or whatever it is. Like they can find all that shit.
So you're saying it'd be a good strategy
a little hair
to leave your phone behind, drive a truck from say 1993, and that way they can't track you?
From what I can tell, the way to do it, pick somebody totally fucking random, have an old car, unironically, have burner phones, and do not have a problem with your mother, because those guys really tend to go overboard.
Well, it's the difference between and they talk about this in Mindhunter, the different kinds of serial killers. There's like the spree killer and maybe the calculated kind, essentially. There's and then there's another kind who was like, basically the difference was like one kind of serial killer is going on a killing spree, right? He's going to kill 8 people a day and then get caught. The other kind is like this insane person who's being driven by some psychosis. And then the third kind is this calculating hero.
Well, depending on who he's targeting,
He's thinking of
my hero. And he might go months between killings, and he'll think out every aspect of it, and those guys don't get caught really.
The easiest way to do it is you just kill a bunch of random people and you just plant child pornography on all of them. And they're like, a local hero is following around and murdering people who watch child porn. Have you I think it's curious that none of their actual devices contain any of this, and it's just the same terabyte over and over? No, we don't. We don't think so.
I've been watching police videos, like a ton of them, and I watched PD. Different live, not live PD actually. I did watch a ton of that, but I switched over to like YouTube ones from Police Activity and from Bad. I don't know. There's a guy who's like has his whole YouTube channel is about this. He's an ex-cop himself, and he analyzes police shooting videos. And there's this whole montage called Bork Bork Nom Nom, which is about police dogs fucking people up. It's awesome. It's so fun to watch these police dogs fuck people up. They're so hardcore. The people have no chance. And there's a guy in his car, and like he's been running from the cops, and he's rammed into some snow, and the truck's stuck now, and the cops pinned his truck with the car, and he like runs up and smashes the driver's side window out with his baton, and he's pointing his gun at the guy. He's like, I'm going to shoot you in the head. If you don't show me your hands, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. And the guy's still going through his pockets. He's like, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. And he's moved over to the passenger side seat, and he pulls out a lighter and cigarettes, and he lights up a Marlboro and starts smoking it right there in front of the cop. And the cop's like, this is your last chance. This is your last chance. And he's just like, let me smoke my cigarette, man. And he goes, Cujo, and he grabs the dog and throws the dog in the car.
That's a good move.
With the guy. The guy tries to go to the back seat of like an extended cab pickup truck, and the dog is all over his ass, and he is screaming, and he says something in pain that I didn't know people actually said. He says, "Owie." He's screaming, "Owie! Owie!" Unironically, he ain't kidding. And the cop pulls him and the dog out the shattered window onto the ground, and the dog is still on him, chewing on his fucking calf. And the guy resists a little, so the cop fucking beats the shit out of his face, and then handcuffs him, and then puts the dog away. When it's all over, the guy is fucked up. He's so.
And what did he do
up.
initially?
He had done some shit. He needed it. The most recent thing he'd done was run from that cop, though. He didn't like that.
Well, the cop clearly didn't care for it.
Resisting arrest is like that guy said. It's a weird kind of resisting arrest, right? Show me your hands. No, I'm going to keep fiddling through my pockets. Look, I'm actually really concerned about my safety, and my safety concerns impact your safety. Show me your hands. I get that on the surface in a normal situation. Looking for your wallet is not that weird of a thing. But right now, it's about the hands. And that dynamic is insane. And then you have other guys who are clearly not resisting, but the cops just scream, stop resisting to cover their police brutality. And that spectrum is super interesting. I've talked about
Cops definitely do that sometimes.
I've talked about at least 4 times that Fox thing I saw. It was really good. They took a leader of the Ferguson, like anti-police movement.
We watched this.
Yeah. So just didn't fast forward because I can't resist myself. They had situations where the guy seemed really passive. He's like, whoa, yeah, nothing. Then he quick hits the gun and pals. And the guy made the wrong call. They had another people that were like fighting. They were aggressive. They were going at it. And the cop shoots him with a fake gun. And, then the guy, they're like, well, what are you doing? Why would you do such a thing? That was really an inappropriate response. You shot my buddy. He was unarmed. And in all those situations, I could see myself making the wrong call. This is a really complicated world of when to shoot, when not to shoot, what's a danger, what's not a danger. That guy casually smoking a cigarette, resisting orders, it's a bigger offense than it sounds on the surface.
He also says, well, I've got it timestamped here if you want to watch.
I do.
I know it's a long video, but like there's a huge part after he's like actually taken into custody where they fuck around. Like the main part of this is like 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay.
Starts at 1 minute 44 seconds.
Very close to it.
I'm ready.
Second, it didn't.
This dog is such a badass.
The dog is such a badass.
It is.
I'll see.
They'll warn those people like, you come out or I'm sending the dog in. They never come out.
All right, I'm ready now.
You know, if they had police snakes, more people would comply.
See, that's the kind of out of the box thinking that I appreciate from Taylor.
That's
All
high
right.
IQ.
Ready?
All
Are you guys ready? Ready, set, play. So oh shit! All right, so we're looking at what I think is a body cam. The cop has rammed him.
Cop needs to turn his game down.
IQ move there. He's smoking a cigarette.
I will fucking kill you! If you don't, do you understand me? You're done! I got a pistol. You're fucking done! He's got a gun! Oh my head! He's got a gun on me, Simmons! Don't fucking move!
He said he had a pistol, and the cop yelled it like he discovered it.
Yeah.
Well, the cop said he had a gun.
I'm gonna put a bullet in your brain! Smoke this cigarette! Get out of here!
That's great.
Let me smoke the cigarette.
Get out of here! You're gonna get bit! I'm coming, please don't! Get out of here!
I don't know. I'm changing my mind.
I don't have a gun! Fuck you!
What?
Show me your hands!
All right, that part's funny, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, the dog doesn't understand English.
How did this start?
Right? Is this appropriate or inappropriate?
Appropriate.
That audio is horrific. He's still
I tell
chewing
you what,
on him.
if he were a black guy, this would be on the news. Or it would have been.
You might be
They're not
right.
done with him
yeah,
yet.
I wouldn't argue against
Absolutely
that.
right.
Yeah.
I got this one. Get the other one. Get the other one.
You might make an argument that it happens often enough, but not everyone makes the news. But yeah, I do think being white helped keep it off the news. It made it less. Can we pause it
Yeah.
and we're done?
Oh, they're not done with this guy yet. They're gonna whoop his ass a little more.
Really?
Yeah, he hasn't given him his hands yet.
Like he got pulled out of the car by his hands, is what I saw, right?
He didn't put him where they wanted him. Oh, I think maybe they already did the punch. You need to see his face when they.
Get your hands up!
I think Kyle's right. He's got a little more coming.
Fight.
Thanks, balls.
He's not hungry anymore. He's got a good chunk of calf.
Watch this guy's face when they pick him up.
Why is he covering his
He doesn't-
camera?
He's just reaching
All right, make
over
it slow
across
down.
it.
We're
I
gonna
think.
custody. All right, you done now? Yeah. You done? Yeah.
Face is
Lay flat.
bleeding in the
Oh,
snow.
we're gonna search
Yeah,
you.
the cop punched him like 5 times
Lay
in the
flat.
face.
We're gonna search you. Quit moving your hands around. Glove up.
Yeah,
Glove up.
that's about it.
Okay.
Yeah, this was a
Man,
good
it
one.
is too fucking cold for this shit.
Was
Is-
that good or bad? I'm a little torn on it.
The guy said he had a gun.
Yeah,
Right,
but he didn't say, I've got a gun. He said, I've got a pistol.
Yeah, that was almost a cooperative. I have a pistol. You didn't see it that way, Kyle?
No, that guy was that. They asked him later, "Why did you say that?" And he says, "Because I wanted you to kill me."
Taylor, did you interpret it like I did in real time? though?
The way I saw it, it didn't seem nearly like a threatening thing.
Yeah,
But it seemed like he was announcing it. But also his demeanor, his behavior, it was unhinged in a way that's like, yeah, he maybe he was trying to commit suicide by cop. You know, just having his last cigarette, trying not to be pulled out of it. And then fucking Cujo ruined his day for him, ripped part of his fucking Achilles out. So, you just know that dog got back in the truck and is like, oh, I love work.
So I have a related story, right? I was driving at night in my truck. A cop pulls me over, not me specifically, but there was a DWI checkpoint, and he pulled like everyone over. And he asked for my license and insurance or something. And whenever I hand a cop my license, I hand them my concealed carry license along with it. I've read it on the internet 100 times. That's how you tell a cop you have a gun. You don't say, like, I've got a gun. It sets them off. You hand them the concealed carry license.
Surprise!
You hand them your concealed carry along with your driver's license, and that's your way. And I saw a cop on the internet that says, I really like that. Because it tells me something about the guy that I'm pulling over. He's saying, like, I have a licensed gun. This is, and he can make a lot of inferences about that guy. So I did that. And he's like, do you have a gun in this car? And I'm like, yes. Where is it? And I said, well, I'm going to point with my elbow. It's here. And he's like, when someone pulls you over, you tell them you have a gun. And I was like, oh, you'd want that. I've read so many times that, the way to do it is to hand over your license with it. And then everyone sort of puts those dots together. And he's like, well, I'm a cop, and I'm telling you right now, the way to do it is to say, I've got a gun. And I didn't want to argue with him anymore. I just said yes. But on my head, I'm like, well, I'm not sure they voted you in charge. I don't know that your way, even now that I know that it's your preference, I don't know that this is a widely accepted preference.
Of course not. I mean, like, it's not shocking. There is a tremendous problem with cops thinking that they're the king in the castle,
And I don't know why he's mad at me.
Not all of them, obviously, but they're... it's kind of like when people are like, why are so many pedophiles teachers? It's like, I don't know. Maybe they seek out employment in areas where there are children or nursery workers.
Why
or
are
whatever.
so many
It's
cops
like,
bullies?
Yeah, why are they bullies? Why are they over the top violent? Well, because they know that they're on the side of the state, and you're not going to win when you go up against the state. You're not.
They're
You
part of an
lose.
army. Yeah. And it was a situation where I felt like I didn't know how to comply anymore. And he still took an attitude with me that seemed like he was upset with me. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I never told him. I
never
never
told
told cops when I have a gun. No, it's none of their fucking business. I don't need to know that.
Okay.
It's concealed anyway.
But I mean, like, like a little bit of understanding for cops, like even this thing we just watched, like, if your entire day is like dealing with shitty people and just violent, difficult people.
I've also
and
got a
becoming-
crossbow. You need to know about that.
Yeah.
Where, at what point do I stop disclosing the weapons that are in my truck at any given time?
I do know this for sure.
Like,
in
really
North
into Japan.
Carolina.
Yeah.
if they ask, I'll tell them. Like I've had one. Do you have any weapons in the car? And I just went, oh yeah,
Not to your knowledge, officer.
This-
none that you can see.
in North Carolina, they know. What they know, when they run your plate, like I got pulled over for something. It wasn't even moving. I didn't register my truck or something. And he comes up and he's like, hey, I ran your tags. It says you have a concealed carry. Do you have a gun in the car? Like he opened the conversation with me having that. So it's like, that tells me they know something. If they run your plates, the dispatcher's like, I might have a gun.
Mhm.
Yeah, if they ask, I'm certainly going to be honest.
Right. Yeah. It was tricky. I was upset that not upset, but I was frustrated that he was frustrated with me. Like, oh my God, I don't know how to be a better.
So let me get this
Perp?
straight.
I
Next
don't know.
time that you approach people, I should yell at you real loud and clear. I've got a gun.
Right?
It's right here. It's right here.
Yeah.
Maybe I should wave it around so you can see it real good. Should I get the gun right now so you know
Look,
where it
there's
is?
bullets in it.
Should I reach for it real quick? Real quick, as fast as I can.
I told the guy.
You reach for yours, I'll reach for mine. Let's see who's fast. One,
I told him I was going to point with my elbow, and then I did point with my elbow so that it wasn't a hand, which can use a gun. And
Sir, I'm going to gesture with my tongue.
and I felt like he should have made inferences about who I was based on that. You know, this is a guy who's not setting up to shoot. You know, that guy back in the video, I don't know what inferences you make about a guy who's not showing hands, wanting to have a smoke first.
That guy had already done something. I can't recall what it was, but he'd already done some shit. He was burglary, armed robbery, something like that. He had done some shit already.
Oh, okay.
So
it wasn't just like
he's digging in his pockets while the cop is like holding him at gunpoint.
The camera work was bad on that part. So I don't know.
That is true. Yeah. You're winning me over. Like
he
really was trying to do that thing like from Gran Torino, and he reaches in, you know, at the end of the movie and pulls that out, and it's just a lighter, you know, and then he gets lit up. Yeah, that's what that guy was trying to do. But he's not. You're not Clint Eastwood, bitch. You're a guy who just got his ass cheek ruined.
I've been pulled over with guns probably like 5 or 6 different times. And I've had to, you know, there was one time in Florida where like my car was brand new. I was in a Pathfinder that they like shined the light in, and
rental
the car's full of guns.
Yeah.
Full of guns. And they pulled me over because of the temporary tag, and it's just full of guns. And the guy goes, "Guns!" His partner does, and he's like, "How many guns are in there, sir?" And I was like, I don't really know. More than you can see there. If that seems like a lot already. He's like, "Y'all got to step out." So we like stepped out, and they ran the registration of every gun. But they weren't. We just sat on the curb while they ran the registration of 18 or 19 different firearms. And then another time, like,
did that take forever out of your day? Probably
20 minutes.
That's not bad.
I was sitting there like cool as a cucumber. I didn't give a fuck. But I was driving this girl back to her house, and I didn't know it, but she had a warrant out for her arrest. And she was the only one in the car. They thought like she's this cute little redheaded girl, and like they're just like, all right, let's run Scott and Kyle here. They look like troublemakers. Scott was clearly concealing it because when they pulled us over, Scott was like pushing guns away from himself. You gotta imagine it's a pile of guns. Like there's guns.
Pile of guns.
There's a pile. Like there's like 8 or 9 handguns and like 5 or 6 rifles and 3,000 rounds of ammunition. So he's just like wedging the guns away from himself. And so yeah, they ran our information. They ran all the guns. They ran the car. Didn't run the only actual criminal that was in the car, the cute little girl who had a warrant out for arrest for like possession or something like that, like a legitimate heroin, I think. Turned out
heroin, that's a real drug.
Yeah, she told me years later. She's like, yeah, I thought I was going to jail. And then I got pulled over in like it was either Washington State or Oregon by a state trooper, and she asked to see the insurance, and I'm like, it's in the console. So is my pistol. I was like, you want me to reach in there, or you want me to hop out? You could reach in there. We could all hop out. She's like, nah, reach in there. I got a gun too. I was like, yeah, but I'm probably faster than you. Plus, I could just grab it. But yeah, here's my insurance.
You think you'd be faster? I feel like it's
I
skill based.
guarantee Kyle is faster than that lady cop.
Hers is in her holster, and I'm reaching in, and she doesn't know if I'm pulling out insurance or my 1911, and it's going to be that quick.
Or my tactical blowgun.
Yeah. Like I'm just, so let's lay this out first. Kyle's better with guns than me, right? That's not in question.
Frog poison.
However, if I've got a holster on my hip and he has it in his glove compartment, perhaps under the instruction manual for the car, I still win. He just got a tougher road to hoe than I. I don't know. That was where I was sort of drawing it.
If she were drawing as I was reaching, sure, maybe so.
Yeah.
Because I'm stationary and she can bob and weave as well. That's going to be an advantage.
Well, the defense mechanism, you're sitting down, you got to reach out lightning quick, grab the collar of their cop shirt, and then crush their head on the top of your car. Bang, bang, bang. And then you drive away. Just like that guy from fucking No Country for Old Men would do.
You go full fucking Three Stooges. Anybody who's prepared with one of those, you know you're in shit. You're like, oh my god, she was ready for that.
Hey, Bo. Yeah. What is it? Oh, yeah. That would be an easy way to get just shot.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
poke some cop in the eye and they just blow your eye socket out.
If you poke a cop in the eyes, they have every right to shoot you. If you give them the Three Stooges poke in the eye and they gun you down, like, poke me in the eye. Like, yeah, you deserved it. You deserved it.
The cop actually gets you with that.
Yeah, oh, that's a super cop. If he throws up the
That's
fucking,
Dazer, step out of the car.
throws up the curly block.
You pie him and drive away.
We're going pretty deep into this fantasy here.
Sir, are you armed? Yeah, got a coconut cream right here. Just drive away. So everybody's armed and dangerous. He's got half a dozen more pies in there.
I've watched enough of those police videos that like I get why cops can be shitty sometimes, and I side with them 95% of the time after watching those videos. And like I watched one the other day where like you got to know what information they have to work on, right? You know, they get led into this house and this guy in the bedroom's having an emotional breakdown. We need to check on him, check on his mental well-being and his health, make sure he hasn't hurt himself. And the cop knocks on the door. He says, "Mike, do you mind if I come in?" Now, I think that stupid people don't know how to answer that correctly. What you say if you do mind if someone comes in is yes.
I'm masturbating.
Now, what you might think that no is the way to keep someone from opening the door at that point because no is the negative word. But you're saying, no, I don't mind.
Yes.
Whereas, I get it.
Okay, not everyone does, especially violent, stupid people. So the cop knocks on the door. "Hey, do you mind if I come in?" "No." "All right, you don't." And he opens the door. The guy bursts out of the room before the cop can even take a step with a machete and slashes him in the neck.
Slashes the cop in the neck.
Yes.
No, he did mind.
Slashes him. And he doesn't just stop and go, "Ha ha, I got you." He goes, "Ah!" And he just keeps slashing. His partner opens up, pop, 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 kills the shit out of that guy and shoots his buddy in the hand. Awesome.
I'm sure he's fine getting shot in the hand that one time.
Oh yeah,
he was
shoot me
attacked by
twice.
a fucking Somali pirate in the middle of.
How bad
Give me
was
a
the
stigmata before Jason has his way with me. I don't give a
bad
fuck.
was the knife injury?
I didn't see it.
Call me Sinbad again one more time.
Some of those videos are heavily edited and are not edited, but blurred, like censored is the word I'm going. And some are not at all. I've seen so many guys get their brains blown out this week. Like just, it's kind of comical the way the protocol goes because they'll shoot a guy in the face twice, and they'll be like, "All right, get him handcuffed." It's like, what, in case he's a zombie?
Yeah.
I mean, you already got him in the head. Even that won't bring him back.
You have any Ziploc bags? Scoop that in there. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll kill the shit out of a guy, and they'll be like, "All right,
I have people asking
him.
to do.
Read him his rights."
You have the right to remain dead on the sidewalk. Like I have people requesting to do like live PD streams because it's so entertaining, but that will not fly on Twitch with the amount of violence and death. I don't think.
Live PD is like TV level. It's like PG-13.
It is TV level. Well, is it not that bad? Because like the rule, as far as I understand it, is like violence and killing is okay if it's in the context of educational or like documentary, like learning stuff. But you can't like.
What about
obviously
porn? In what
stuff.
context can I look at titties on stream?
Yeah, is your name Alinity?
Only if you're body painting.
No, I mean,
is she a body painter?
No, she's just a girl who showed her titty the other day, and you know.
Oh, I think I saw that on live stream fails. Just a little bit doing that. The black shirt.
They won't fuck with her. They banned her for 3 days and then like brought her right back. Of course, like she's the one who threw her cat a while back.
Oh, what a jerk! That's not nice. I don't like people who throw cats.
You know who we should get on the show? By the way,
I would prefer you throw a cat than a dog, though.
I'm on the other side of that. Yeah. Cats are built for throwing. They're fine.
That's fair. Yeah.
Cats jump off.
You know what?
They've got that nice tail to.
Good point. Cats will jump off the fireplace mantle and not think anything of it. You think Alinity's cat tosses are much more than a fireplace mantle jump?
I think she's a horrific person.
Well, I don't know her, but I'm pro cat throwing. That's all.
I think she showed her titty on purpose.
Oh, it wasn't even an accident.
The still shot I saw was
So it's basically just like
clearly on purpose.
like defying the terms
I
of
think-
service.
I
And
think-
like,
I
being
think-
like, I could do whatever I want.
I think she was like she was like dancing or something. I watched the whole clip, but the way I remember it, like maybe she was trying to flash her bra, but she like pulled everything up or something like that, and like it looked like she was showing her titty on purpose. It wasn't much of a titty anyway.
Really?
No.
Well, no harm, no foul.
I obviously
It's probably
can't
not what her
show
cat
her
thinks.
titty on YouTube, but I'm looking for.
Oh yeah, it's on YouTube. Yeah,
You can watch.
Is it on YouTube?
There's
It
like
is.
mammogram videos on YouTube.
uncensored on YouTube. No, well,
Yeah.
yeah, sure. There's educational titty videos on YouTube, but someone uploaded Alinity's titty to YouTube too. I saw that the other day. You can just Google Alinity titty. if you
Yeah, I
really wanna
found
see
it.
this.
That looks more intentional than. Yeah, that looks pretty intentional.
Yeah, I don't care either way. Show your titty. But yeah, I think you could show live PD for sure. I think you could show police activity as long as you don't pick
Oh.
like the real hardcore ones.
In the still shot, it looked super intentional. In the video, it doesn't look as intentional to me. She's
Have you ever accidentally shown a nipple?
No.
no.
Can you imagine a scenario in which you
No.
would accidentally show your nipple?
So I'm gonna.
Exactly.
This is right before it happens, everyone. And in a still shot, it looks like she's pulling her shirt, but what she's trying to do is pull her shirt in front. Oh, she's trying to make herself fat with those pillows, isn't she?
I don't know. I watched
I don't
the video.
know. I haven't watched it.
It looked to me like she was dancing and flashing her bra. That's what it looked like to me.
Yeah, I'm right. If you go to the other half of to the end of the video, what she was doing is she put pillows in front of her belly. Then she was going to pull her shirt over the pillows. I don't know the context. Was she pretending she was pregnant, fat? I'm not sure. But she put pillows under her shirt. And when she lifted her shirt up, it almost got stuck or something, and she lifted it over her titty.
Maybe, or she might be doing a not funny bit to find an excuse to show her titty because she knows she's not going to get in trouble.
That's exactly what's happening.
Yeah,
There's no such thing as an accidental titty flash.
and this is like, I mean, this isn't
might
even
be
unique
right.
to Twitch. Same thing with YouTube and any kind of platform that has big personalities. Of course, you get special treatment. Like, you know,
Her in
Filthy
particular.
seems to her in particular because like, Filthy had a little bit of a complaint about that. You know, being like, oh, the body painting streamers, that's so silly.
Every
And-
guy streamer is upset that women can get ahead without using the talents that guys do, right? Like women can succeed on Twitch by dieting and eating right and exercising. With guys, that doesn't work. They have to succeed on Twitch through the strength of their personality, the strength of their gameplay, or something along those lines. We asked, I think, Tucker maybe how to have a successful channel, and he said or maybe Tucker and Blame Truth were both on. They pretty much said, be
Yeah.
a girl. But they left out
I think
be a
Tucker's
hot
big thing is
girl.
be variety. Like,
Or
have your
was it-
fingers
I
in a
like
lot
the
of different
idea that
pies.
Lumi used to be a really unsuccessful guy streamer, and then she heard that advice and was like, "Challenge accepted."
Is that what happened? That's the
That's
one that
totally
you were
not what
like
happened.
trolling about, right?
What's
That's
the
totally
Lumis?
not what happened. Like
Oh,
Lumi.
Changed to it from a guy to a girl. Is that the scoop?
She's always been a girl. The joke is that people
Oh.
say she looks like a guy, or like Michael Cera in particular is what my friends like to say.
I don't keep up with
I
Lumi.
don't know.
You know who we should get? My Twitch stream's been saying. You know who Sweet Anita is?
I do not know who that is.
Sweet Anita is a Twitch streamer, really cute girl, gamer, heavy Tourette syndrome. Drops the M
Oh
bomb
God! Yep.
constantly. You probably maybe seen clips. Of
I
her.
have. I've seen her whistle like a parakeet and shit. Yeah.
I think I've seen that example. I mostly see her say words you wouldn't want people saying.
Yeah.
And
She strings it all together.
she seems pretty cool, actually. If you could get past and just, ride over all
Do you buy that? Like, do you
Yes.
buy that it's 100% legit?
I do.
Oh, it's very legit.
Yeah, I'm
It's
buying
fucking
all of it.
Tourette's.
Yeah, she has Tourette's. And it's not like, I saw Tourette's on LA Law once, and the guy said, like, sentences, I don't even want to say them. People will clip them and rock with it. But, like, suck my lick, you dirty joyous dude, and I don't want that playing again. Anyway,
Yeah,
like
you want to watch some of
that's
her
not what
like
she has.
twitching out?
She just has She just has like words she sticks in here and there. I think she might be fun.
No, she has full. No, well, we can't have her on the
Just-
show because she's gonna say bigger, and she's gonna say all kinds of awful things, and I'm gonna laugh at her.
Oh.
I'm not gonna not laugh.
She doesn't. She's really pretty. In this frozen frame, she looks her worst. But you guys ready?
Yeah.
Ready? Oh, you're at 3:48. I don't know if you timestamped it on purpose.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Ready, set, play.
to wow.
She's stuck
1,
right now.
2,
This isn't typical.
Wow. Wow. Classic wow. It gives sound effects to me scanning stuff at Tesco. So like I sometimes instead of just like scanning things normally I go and other times I'll just wank the dick on my head. Send help. I'll just woo. Just give me a second.
Do you guys know anyone?
Talking to
like
her
this?
would take forever.
I
would.
would love for Anita to be successful, and I feel like it was well intentioned, but that's low key like the worst.
see how
roast
long-
I've had this today.
Maybe one day you'll make it in here.
See, she wasn't like that previous clip all the time.
It's the best roast I've ever heard.
Yeah, she seems okay here.
Yeah.
I bet he thought he was being wholesome as well.
She is sitting in a
And then she
noble
mixes it up.
chair with displayed posters in view, and you're like, maybe one day you'll make it. Amazing.
Yeah.
Well played, sir. I
I
reckon
don't
that's
think this
just
would be
a
a good guest at all because she's going to say things that she can't say.
Well
and
struck.
also, I'm going to laugh at that. Look at this. I don't think she's in control of this right now. I don't
You
think
don't
they said,
think?
"Hey, whistle."
I think she's showing off a talent. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm just looking at it through kindest eyes.
Fuck off.
Okay. See? Yeah.
Did
Tell
you
me
like
she...
that? Get out. There you go.
Love the content. You're a poster child for confidence and
You guys want to
bravery.
pause? Or...
Yeah, that's enough of that. She
All
was
right,
about
yeah.
to start whistling again.
So they're taking her like biggest out episodes and making a compilation out of them. She can speak, and you saw her like laugh to the "I hope you succeed someday" roast. It was kind of funny. I've watched her Twitch
If
stream.
I
a
had
little
that
while and I
disease,
like
it would
her.
not be endearing at all.
No.
Can you imagine that?
Cock!
Just,
Cock my ass!
Do you guys know
just
anyone with Tourette's at
screaming
that
the
level?
N-word. No.
I do. I
Not in
went
real
to high
life.
school with a guy like that, and he got a little bit ostracized. No one wanted to sit next to him at lunch because he would do what they called clucking.
Poor
He'd
guy.
just be like "Gah, gah, gah," all the time. But when he drank milk and stuff, he would spit on the people who sat.
Oh well,
next to
fuck
him.
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, okay. They weren't being bigoted or mean.
kids
They don't want to
wouldn't
get
shit
milk
with
all over
Captain
them.
Spitz's milk.
Yeah, that
What-
was
what
that was the
bigots?
biggest. Yeah, he was pretty good at baseball, and if he focused, he could just quiet the mechanism. And like so, when he was hitting and stuff, he didn't have any. He just focused and he was on it. But it wasn't something he could maintain for more than 20, 30 seconds at a time. And
That
I don't-
sucks. That'd be a difficult way to live.
Yeah, for sure. But it was educational for me. I got it kind of.
No.
Yeah, I mean, the most interesting thing about this person is that she has Tourette's.
Yeah. That seems to be the shtick.
I mean, she's an okay looking person who streams
pretty.
games at
Yeah.
a mediocre level. But happens to say fuck and whistle like a parakeet uncontrollably. Apparently,
I can do that and nobody cares.
yeah, nobody gives a shit.
I suck at whistling.
That's a lie. I can't whistle, actually. So, yeah, want to call the show?
I'd rather get one of those titty streamers on and have her paint her titties.
Yeah.
Not one of the top tier ones, like the titty streamer who still only has 10 people
Right.
watching.
She's a titty streamer and she can't break double digits. That's the one we want.
And I want her to shit on the other like don't you think it's bullshit how the chicks who have both tits get all the views.
I mean, I cosplay as a hippopotamus with these belly rolls, and no one appreciates the artistry in it.
All right,
That'd be
well, that's good
funny.
enough.
All right. PKN 297.